Hi, I'm Yaswanth. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is a very important video for all the students and freshers who are about to start their career. Since the start of 2022, we have been witnessing recession and mass layoffs quite frequently, and even now, many companies were laying off their people. Many companies were terminating their employees in a short notice. In this situation, it is advisable to follow some tips so that you will not get affected by this recession and mass layoffs. So if you are a fresher or a student who are about to join a company, join an IT company, mainly service-based companies like TCS, Infosys, etc., the tips that I will give in this video will be really helpful. So the first tip is try to be at least good at one skill. So even though you're from IT background or non-IT background, it doesn't matter. So when coming to layoffs, the one who will get targeted in the layoffs is people with less skills. So that is the first criteria. Of course, there will be some startups or some companies who will lay off like a major portion of employees without depending on these skills. But mostly if you're joining in an MNC company, it is advisable to learn at least one skill, because they will hire you even though you're not good at technical skills in most of the companies. It would be great if you know at least one skill, like at least know one programming language or a tool. So whatever it might be, because if you have mastered at least one skill, you have something to show to them when you are being considered for layoffs. At least you have something to prove to them. So that is the reason why you need to be good at least one skill. If you still have some time before you're joining, try to learn one skill. Just because you got a job, it doesn't mean you don't need to learn anything. Companies will train you. At least try to learn at least one skill. That would be really helpful. And the second thing is, once you join in a company, try to get into a project as soon as possible. As soon as you get into a project, the more chances that you will not be affected in these layoffs. So try to be more proactive whenever you join in a company. Whenever you have been put on a bench, try to be more proactive. Try to contact your HRs, try to contact managers, try to see what are all the projects available. So you need to be proactive, because if you wait for someone to call you and give you a project, then it might take time. So you need to be proactive to get a project. As soon as you get into a project, then there are less chances that you will be considered for layoff. So that is the reason why it is important to get into a project as soon as you enter into a company. Once after you are done with your training. And the last and final thing is, so if you haven't joined yet, try to make sure you at least have 2 offers before joining in a company, because it is not a bad thing to have 2 offers, because companies are laying off people without giving a long notice. Like they are terminating people in a short span of time. So it is advisable to have 2 offers at least. Like if one company terminates your joining, then you have other company to look into. So that is the reason why it is important to have at least 2 offers at least during this recession phase. It is not a bad thing to have multiple offers in hand, because it only gives you some security before joining as a fresher. Of course, once you are experienced, you know how to handle these situations. But as a fresher, it is advisable to have at least 2 offers, because it would add some security to you. So that is the reason, try to have at least 2 offers before joining. Even though one company terminates your joining, we have other company to deal with. So these are all the 3 tips that a fresher should follow before joining into an IT company. These are very important because the times were not good. The times were not as how it was before 2 years. So because of the COVID phase, we have been suffering these things. Because of the COVID and other global factors, we have been suffering a recession phase. So we are already in the recession. Many of the people know this, but we are already in the recession. So make sure you follow these tips so that you will be secured with your job. Thank you for watching. If you like this and if you want someone else to benefit from this, please share this video in your network. Try to share with students or freshers who are about to start their career. It would be really helpful for them. Thank you.